Hello, moviegoers, and welcome to another edition of Have You Seen It? I'm your host, Denise, and this is my first episode post-Thanksgiving, so I hope yours was enjoyable with family and friends. All right, so this week, it's an oldie but goodie. So if you've been with me for a while, you know that Oldie but Goodie is a movie that I like to review again and just, kind of look at it in a way that will help my viewers recollect the movie, certain scenes in the movie, certain actors in the movie. So this does not have a favorite actor, nor does this segment have a nailed it. It's just a review. So we're going to take a ride down memory lane. And the movie that I'm going to review today for my oldie but goodie is Breakdown. Starred Kurt Russell, Kathleen Quinlan, and J.T. Walsh, the late J.T. Walsh. Wow, this movie came out in 1997. That's how old it is. And a lot of things have changed dramatically since 1997, especially the technology and just the way that we kind of interact with folks now. We are a little bit more cautious in how, in certain circumstances, we move and navigate different scenarios with people. We're a little bit more cautious in that area. So in this movie, you have a young couple, not young, I'd say 30-ish couple who has moved from Massachusetts, and they're on their way to San Diego. So you're going literally across the country. Are they flying in a plane? No, they are driving cross country. So they get to a point where they're in, let's say, about Arizona-ish. So they are traveling down a long, winding road where there is not a single soul or a single car for miles and miles. So when the movie starts, they have like a near miss accident on the road. He is distracted briefly and he almost has an accident. And so kind of swerves all over the road and, gets himself together. And then they stop at a gas station. And when they stop at the gas station, they realize, or he realizes, that the truck, the pickup truck that, kind of swerved out into the road and almost caused an accident, is also at the gas station. Well, in this little town where this gas station is, the perpetrator kind of puts on his big bully pants and just kind of, talks some trash to our traveler. Traveler doesn't want any trouble, was just a near miss. Everybody's okay. I just want to move on and get to my destination. Well, you fast forward a little bit, the bully isn't having it, and they kind of chase them down the road and kind of do some road rage kind of nonsense. And so at some point, there's some road rage nonsense and the truck, kind of pulls away, but then their car breaks down. And so this is where all of the shenanigans really start and then progress throughout the movie. Okay, so their car breaks down, a big semi comes along, offers to, help, and, of course, the closest town is a million miles away. And the semi truck driver is like, hey, there is someplace about 5 miles up the road. I can take you there and you can call a tow truck and, your car will be fine. Well, Kurt Russell doesn't want to leave his car in this desolate, on this desolate highway. So the wife says, hey, listen, how far can it be? I'll go with the truck driver to call a tow truck. I'll go with the, semi-truck driver and we'll call a tow truck. I'll be back in no time. He lets the wife go with this guy. They've never met, this stranger. So that's where I kind of, watched this movie a first time, and I had to watch it a second time because I'm like, I need to see where all of this went wrong for this man and this woman. And so that's where things go wrong. So I ask you, okay, if you're in that situation, it's, you kind of can understand that, it's, I don't want to leave the car here. I don't want anything to happen to it and our belongings, but I need a tow truck. But do I send my wife, or do we all go and just take the chance that the car will be there when we return? Mind you, the car is broken down. So anybody that comes along is probably not going to give a crap about your busted car. So once that happens, time passes, the wife doesn't come back. The car, actually, he really, takes some time to think and look at the car again, realizes that some wires are loose, probably from that road rage incident previously. And so the car's running. He goes to the place where he thinks his wife is. She's not there. Truck driver's not there. Nobody has seen anybody. The owner of the diner is having the worst day ever because he's just being a complete jerk about the whole situation, offering no assistance whatsoever. Nobody in the diner has seen anything. Everybody's tight-lipped. So that's how this movie progresses. He is trying to find his wife. He's asking all the questions. Has anybody seen her? Nobody has seen anything, but once he finds out that somebody might know where his wife is. Now, when I watched the movie the first time, I really thought this guy, is kind of helpful and we might be able to find her based on what he's told her. But of course, he's in on it. And then the road rage people are in on it. What are they in on? A kidnapping scheme to where truckers kidnap women, go to the big semi-truck depot where they, drivers switch trucks and go to the next, destination or whatever. And so in this movie, Kurt Russell is chasing people throughout the movie, running, chasing, sweating, screaming, threatening, doing everything to find his wife. And I couldn't help but think, why did you let her go with this guy? The guy even said, does your husband want to come? I have room. And so they, this is how all of this occurred. So that's what the movie is. It's like 93 minutes long, but it's thrilling. It's suspenseful. You see some things that are obviously, it's Hollywood, a little preposterous, but you stay with it because you're like, how in the world is he going to get out of this situation? How in the world is he going to, get from here to here? What's going to happen? So through this movie, that's what you're thinking. And it's one movie where, I've seen it twice. The second time, as I said, was just to, figure some things out for myself. But the reason it's one of those movies that I cannot watch again because the ending is a cliffhanger, a legit cliffhanger. And when Kathleen Quinlan's character is in that situation, that cliff-hanging situation off the side of a daggone bridge, I was scared for her life as if it were happening for real. The screams that were coming out of her mouth and just the horror of the whole, experience just had me on the edge of my seat. And I just really thought Kathleen Quinlan, the real person, was going to die. So that is my oldie but goodie. Folks, if you've never seen this movie, I guess you could Google it to find out where you could get it from. Maybe you can buy the DVD because it's in our vast collection. But, feel free, if you have seen the movie, to leave some comments in the comment section and just let me know what your thoughts are. So that is our show for this week. All right, folks, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button. And remember, I am available on BlueSky at HYSI. All right, moviegoers, you know what to do. Until next week, I need you to see a movie because I'm going to see a movie. Until next week, bye-bye.